I got obsessed with it, almost like giving them a purpose in life, all these little lonely vectors. I have an obsession with aggregation. We would look at angle grinders being used in the shop, and these angle grinders would create these sparks, and those sparks are actually really it's like metal dust. Depends on what you're grinding, so steel or aluminum or brass. And what we noticed, especially with steel, if you were to grind steel or metal in the same place for a long time, wherever the sparks are hitting, it would start accumulating. And it was the combination of temperature, charge, the size of these little, tiny little dust particles of metal, it would start forming little clumps together. And I got obsessed with it at a microscopic scale, where we actually started to recreate conditions to further and this aggregation idea and make it more intentional. So on a more macro scale, we started playing with discrete vectors, which you could start at one point, give them a direction, give them a velocity, almost like giving them a purpose in life, all these little lonely vectors. And you start allowing them to aggregate in contained spaces, in contained geometries, or an infinite space, and it would create these really interesting, almost like coagulations of geometry. We have a project that contextually requires these light fixtures. Why not make something jewel-like? And it finally gave us an opportunity to bring all of this together to a point of rationalization and actually being able to make something out of it. We took inspiration from this facade that we were designing for the house, which was wind-driven. And wind, if you simulate it in digital space, is actually vectors that have coordinates provided to them, so they travel along a certain coordinate based on the actual wind that's coming from that area. So we allowed them to aggregate. We took that aggregation, we cleaned it up, we gave it more rules. The beauty of this is it can really be scaled up and down. It can be used as a chandelier, it can be used as a floor lamp, it can be used as a wall sconce, and you can really start to create a family of objects that's infinitely customizable.